So you've got the next book of the Bible for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's called Judges. Oh, will this be a courtroom drama? Nope. Oh, well, what sort of judgy stuff do they do? Rather than debating jurisprudence, these judges will generally be killing people and waging war. So less Perry Mason and more Judge Dredd. What? So tell me, how does this one start out? I mean, Joshua's gone. Does God appoint one of those judges to succeed him? Eventually, but starting off, the tribes of the Israelite horde just go straight to God to find out whom they are to annihilate next. Oh, they're still in genocide mode? Oh, hell yeah. Fantastic. So God tells the tribe of Judah to crush some local outpost of Canaanites. Okay, and they kill 10,000 men and capture the king. Nice. Do they impale this one like the king of Ai? Nope, they just cut off his thumbs and big toes. What the heck? Why? That was his signature move when he would conquer someone. And why would he do it? I mean, there must be some symbolic meaning. While the complete and perfect Bible doesn't address this at all, there actually is a fairly reasonable explanation that I'm just not going to go into right now. Well, okay then. So the horde then attack and murder everybody in a small town called Jerusalem. Jerusalem, eh? For some reason, that name sounds familiar. Really? Why? It's just another town on the to be annihilated list. I don't know. Are you sure there isn't even a hint that it's going to be an important city in the future? Jerusalem is just another dusty jerkwater. Forget about it. Oh, okay, I will. So after many, many more successful battles, the Israelite horde finally meets its match. Really? There's an adversary that can withstand the God-backed juggernaut? Finally. What do these guys have in their arsenal that could possibly allow them to compete with the horde? Chariots fitted with iron. What? Iron-fitted chariots. You know, chariots with iron. Is that a joke? Nope, that is actually in here. That's what stops the horde in its tracks. Chariots fitted with iron. Yes. What about God's deadly hailstorms and his Jedi mind weapons? Remember, you weren't going to get up onto my back about that? Yeah, but this is so dumb. I mean, before, if God didn't use one proven battle spell, he'd simply employ another one. Well, this time he seems to be out of ideas. Oh, such a dull-witted deity. In fact, the rest of chapter 1 mentions a lot of peoples that the horde can't displace, so they just end up coexisting. And God is okay with this. I mean, I thought God didn't want his people to mingle with infidels. There is a passage shoehorned into the next chapter that kind of backtracks on the events of chapter 1. How so? Where in chapter 1 it was chariots fitted with iron that thwarted the horde, or that it was simply stated that the Israelites couldn't displace the indigenous people. Now in chapter 2, God is saying the Israelites disobeyed him, and that these infidels and their gods will be traps and snares to them. Sounds like God is moving the goalposts. You know? It really does. Well, yeah, so whatever's going on there, God's chosen nincompoops do finally go on record as forsaking God. No way! Yes way. And thus begins this ridiculous pattern of God punishing his chosen people and then them turning back to him for a while, and then they turn away again, and then he punishes them again, and then they turn back to him for a while again, over and over and over and over again. Sounds so tedious. Oh, it is going to be interminable. So where do the judges come in? After Josh and his generation are gone, their descendants forget about God and all he had done for Israel. How is that even possible? The entire system is designed to drill slavish worship of Yahweh into the children nice and early. There's no discussion about how they're able to overcome their programming. They just start worshiping Baal or Ashtoreth or whoever. So at what point when they're doing that does God come in and say, hey, knock it off? I don't understand. If I was a jealous, omnipotent deity, the instant somebody even looked in Baal's direction, I'd be all up in his business faster than a duck on a June bug. Yep, that would definitely nip idol worship in the bud. So how quickly does Yahweh react to his precious children straying from the straight and narrow? He usually waits until an entire generation is corrupted before taking any disciplinary action. That makes so much sense. So while the nincompoops are worshiping their inanimate idols and such, God allows them to be plundered by raiders. Oh no, surely they fight back. Yeah, but God fights against them now. Oh, swell. Maybe they should fit their chariots with iron. Hey, shut up. So God decides all the indigenous tribes that the horde couldn't displace will remain as a as a test for the Israelites. That backpedaling son of a gun. Yep, so the first test occurs when God sells out the Israelites to the king of Aram. It sounds less like a test and more like a punishment. And after the Nincompoops suffer 8 years of slavery underneath this king, God decides it's time to act. Yay. And raises up a judge named Othniel and fills him with godly spirit. And Othniel rescues them from their slavery, and there's peace for 40 years. Fantastic. But as soon as he dies, the people go back to their wicked ways. No way. So God makes them subject to King Eglon of Moab for 18 years. Oh no. And after 18 years, God raises up another judge to save them. Yay. And this judge, Ehud, uses a decidedly more practical way to deal with Eglon. Oh, really? Yeah, see, what I thought was, at this point, what this book needs is a cool assassination scene. Oh, intriguing. You bet it is. I've been taking a creative writing course, and I think you'll be impressed by the level of thought and detail that I've put into this next part of the plot. Oh, very exciting. So get this. Ehud is, left-handed. Does that factor into the situation at all? Oh, hugely. Oh boy. And he straps a small sword to his right thigh. His right thigh, eh? Is that significant? Just wait till the payoff. Oh, this is so exciting. Now, Ehud has to find a way to get close to the king. I'll bet that's going to be hard to do, what with the king's guards and him living in a secure palace. Actually, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yep. See, Ehud brings some tribute to the king, and that earns him an audience. Right. And when that's done, he tells the king that he has a secret message for him. And now Ehud has to think of a clever way to get himself alone with the king. Nope, the king just simply dismisses his attendants. What? Yep, they're all alone now. Boy, that was easy. Sure was. And then Ehud delivers this epic line that I wrote. I have a message from God for you. Okay. Then he uses his left hand to pull the sword from his right thigh. Sure. You see what I did there? That was set up earlier in the narrative. Yeah, it was, but what? And then Ehud plunges the sword into the king's belly. Oh, and the king's obese, by the way. All right. And the king's fat sort of closes over the hilt of the blade because he's fat. Yeah, you mentioned that. And then the king craps himself. Seriously. You could probably leave that last detail out. No. Well, okay then. So Ehud gets the heck out of Dodge, and the attendants all stand around wondering why the king's taking so long in his chambers. They aren't worried that maybe he's being assassinated or something. Nope, they think he's going potty. That's the first thing that comes to their mind. Yes, that appears to be what I wrote. How long do they wait? To the point of embarrassment. Oh, wow. And while they're waiting, Ehud makes his escape. Okay. So what do you think? Great writing, huh? That was a thing. Shakespeare can suck it. I'm the greatest writer ever. What's your next literary move? Yeah. What is my next move? The king crapped himself. Geez, I'd hate to be the lady tasked to clean that up. Yep, the ladies get the scut work, don't they? Wouldn't it be funny if a woman got to be the protagonist in one of these things? A woman? Really? Why? It's just another town on the to be annihilated list. It's just another town on the to be annihilated list. I forgot to bring water. Really? Why? It's just another town on the to be annihilated. Why can I say annihilated? Why? It's just another town on the to be annihilated. Why can I say annihilated? Fuck. Really? Why? It's just another town on the to be annihilated list. That's going to have to do.